Here's a video of a quick day trip to Yosemite. Only had a few hours, but it opens up with beautiful El Cap. Pictures do little justice. It is amazing. You enter Yosemite Valley and you're greeted by Bridevale Falls. There's just so much to see, and obviously on a day trip from San Francisco, where it's 4 hours each way, we didn't have a lot of time, but we squeezed in what we could. We were in such a rush to get started that at the visitor center I forgot to stamp my darn book, but we used the free shuttle around Yosemite, which helps a lot, especially when you got limited time. You can buy some trinkets too. Just have to check out the beautiful, majestic Yosemite Hotel. Hope you enjoy that part too. Some very elusive wildlife, and this is iconic for a reason. It's stunning. The very famous dining room. On to Yosemite Falls. You can pause if you want to read these cards. I try with my little YouTube channel, but capturing the enormity of Yosemite is challenging. I wouldn't call it a hike, Yosemite Falls, because it's super easy, but there's beauty everywhere. It's amazing to walk. When you're in Yosemite Valley, everywhere you look is something amazing. It kind of gives you sensory overload when you're there, but it's a good thing.
Don't you touch Mom! Don't you touch Mom! You gotta help me do it. Don't you touch Mom! Don't you touch
This video's already gotten too long and it's got too much to go, but just imagine being there on your own. Imagine seeing it with your own eyes. And now, magnificent Half Dome. We're waiting for the bus, so I probably took more pictures than I should, so I'll tell a story. Years ago, I lived in California, and a bunch of buddies and I had set reservations way out in advance to do the cables to get to the top of Half Dome. Sadly, though, I didn't get to go. Well, double sadly, my ex-wife's father had gotten sick, so we ended up moving back to Ohio on short notice. And the weekend we moved, was the same weekend that my buddies ended up hiking it. So one of these days, I hope to do the cables to the top of Half Dome. But in life, you gotta have priorities. And obviously, there were priorities that stopped me from going. But again, one day, I'm going to talk over the beauty again. I want to fix the previous video I did. It was a waterfall hike, and we got it way wrong. When I was hiking down, I was saying to my uncle, I didn't think it was that long. Well, since I've gotten back and I've looked on the website, we only went to Vernal Falls. We thought we had gone to Nevada Falls. So a lot of the information in my previous video is not correct. We hiked about half the distance. When we finished the hike, my uncle just said I was just giving him a hard time that it was that far. But now that I realize there's another fall further up, I gotta go back to Yosemite.
And this is the end of April. Just imagine. I don't think I'd do this place in July.
Even though I've only done one day trip to Yosemite, I really suggest taking the bus. It makes life easier. And this is one of the campgrounds taken from inside the bus. Look, a Rialta.
Thank you, Alex Honnold. That's why we're here. I've always wanted to come here, but it helped convincing. Look at that rock face. Too dark. Not as dark.
We didn't see any climbers on the faces of any walls while we were there.
Wow. You couldn't see hardly anything there, could you?
Nope, for a brief moment. Glare, glare, glare. Is that? No, that's a different face, isn't it?
That's got to have a name.
Yeah, it does.
Now, when I post a couple pictures, I might post one that is funny. When you got to the top and you were laying down, I was going, Uncle Rick made it.
Go ahead.
He made it.
It's all right. Went into my yoga pose.
Yeah, that's what you were doing.
I did.
You were doing yoga.
Did you not see it?
No, I don't.
My hands were out like this. My fingers were curved like that.
I don't.
My legs were bent.
They had fire right here.
Yeah, looks like something.
I'm really surprised we didn't see anybody hurt themselves. You know?
It happens.
I had that one where I went down and I was straight legged and I felt it for a brief second. Long enough to go, oh, thank you.
Yeah, right?
Thank you, I didn't feel something.
Yeah.
But those slippery rocks. And some people were cool and some people were not.
Some people don't understand how to put
Etiquette.
Yeah,
Right. Now I gotta go to Yellowstone. It's just such a hike, you know?
Yeah.
In the RV, it's a hike.
Well, you got to figure out.
I gotta take a long time to do it.
Yeah.
I gotta drive 6-8 hours a day, and that's it.
Or less.
Yeah.
Or get somewhere. You know, drive.
What are these guys looking at? Tunnel view.
Those hills. Tunnel. You know, drive 10 hours and then camp for 3-4 days.
Well, that's usually what I do.
Keep right on
If I go for a long day, I do at least 2 days, because one day doesn't do you anything. You get there semi-late, you're not rested, you need a full day.
Yeah.
All right, YouTubers, I was going to show you the nice drive back out, but that's just sun. U-Haul truck. 2 rentals.
Yeah.
Hope they got reservations. Summer would be bad for me just because this place doesn't have power and the cats, you know.
Yeah.
Spring and fall is better.
Yeah,
They'd be fine in this weather. But the worst part about my RV is to get a good airflow in there is tough. And leaving it locked, secure, you know, it's hard to get a good airflow for them.
Sure.
Really little windows. But that screen in the door works great. but I can't leave, you know. I wouldn't leave, even though most people wouldn't mess with anything. I couldn't leave. That was a good hike. I wasn't always loving it, but I loved it when we got up there. I could soak my feet. They wouldn't mind.
Yeah, right. Do you ever have a pedicure done?
No.
Oh, that's right. You don't like people touching you. That feels good.
I used one of those pumice stones once. That was nice. Right? That's what they call those?
Sure.
Yeah. Good day, good day, good day. That's a good way to start hiking season. Thank you, Yosemite, for a wonderful day. Good day. You run a fine park, my friends. Thank you, John Muir. Great and wonderful day.
We had a long 4-hour drive back to San Francisco. After a great meal, my uncle slept most of the way back. Have a great and wonderful day.